Hello, everybody, and this is Christine, and we have a new episode up on the horizon. Today we have I'm really excited because he's from Peru. His name is Lance Blunt, and he's doing an entire new genre that we've never even heard of here.
Uh-huh.
So, yeah, I think that's absolutely great. But before we get into questions, I actually want, because our viewers have never heard of your genre, can you give a little explanation on your genre and what it entitles for
Hi,
our
yeah, well, my
viewers?
genre is psychedelic cumbia. So cumbia is a really popular genre in Latin America. You can have different types of cumbia depending on the country. It's like kind of like typical Latin music, like dancey, but this is psychedelic cumbia. So it's like a mixture of cumbia, but with electric guitar and with some kind of like rock and roll tones and like soloing and stuff. And it's from the jungle, right? So it's like a mixture of jungle music and rock and roll, right?
Okay. Let's get right into it then. How did you discover music, and when you knew that you wanted to make
How did I
music for
discover
yourself?
music? Well, like it's always been around. My mom listened to music. I just remember I liked music when I was younger and I used to sing the songs and stuff. My mom actually made me take piano lessons when I was like 4 years old and stuff. So I used to play the piano. Yeah. Well, when
That's
you're a kid,
impressive.
actually, you learn
Yeah.
much faster. I just, she made me take piano lessons. She made me take swimming lessons, martial arts, taekwondo and stuff, and like reading, like fast reading stuff. So that's one of the activities I used to do, playing the piano, right? But then when I was like 15 and I was in high school, I met a friend who had an electric guitar and he introduced me to rock and roll, heavy metal. We used to listen to Black Sabbath and stuff. And, and rest in peace, Ozzy, right? uh,
That's it.
and stuff. So I figured, yes, yeah,
So
you say,
whatever you've been, go ahead, go ahead. What has been your musical achievement so far? So what have you been able to achieve
Well,
so far in your
just,
career?
joining my first band, playing live, touring and stuff. Just touring is an achievement, making an album. I've made lots of albums. Really, I've been mostly doing most of my work as a producer, actually. I've been like playing in bands. Yeah, I have my studio. I've been producing like recording and stuff. I had a band with my sister. Yeah, I've gone through a lot of genres, really. Been playing live.
Aaron is a producer too. So
Yes, I
I
do.
think he's sitting back smiling because he's actually a
Yeah.
music producer. He's the same as you. He does his own music and produces
It's what
other
it
artists.
is.
So you guys
Yeah,
have a
yeah,
lot in
yeah.
common.
What kind of music do
That's
you do?
right. That's right, man. Now, I do hip hop, R&B. I produce rock, classic, everything. I produce everything, really. Primarily hip hop and R&B, man. So I'll definitely link with you and do something. Well, on that note,
Yeah.
what's your inspiration for creating music?
Well, I'm already in it, and like right now, I really have a lot to say. So I'm gonna start writing lyrics too that I haven't written in a while. I haven't written lyrics in a while because my
There you
last
go.
record is just instrumental. It's just guitar, bass, percussion. It's more about the feeling of the music, not the lyrics, right? But
Christine?
I was saying, and like literally all your, especially the Slackers one, literally takes
wow,
me to my happy place when I was listening to it. Like you can't
right?
help but dance to it. Like, and I'm not a dancer, but I'm like bopping to it. So it says a lot if I'm bopping to a song because I'm not normally a dancer. So when a song does that, it's
It's
really hitting.
It's
beautiful.
euphoric.
Yes, very much so. Like, yeah, I absolutely, I loved it when that was the first video I clicked on, and I sent it to Aaron. I'm like, oh my god, this is so exciting. Like, that's one of the reasons why I love doing our show.
Yeah.
Like, I would have never heard your genre or listened to that. And then, of course, doing this show allows us to kind of like connect with these really unique
Right?
people and all these different genres that I never ever heard of. So I'm like, yeah, I was really excited when you decided to come
That's
on.
beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. We really do appreciate it.
And when you do start to write your lyrics, I'll give you my information. Use some help on that. I have no problem helping you, my man.
Aaron is really good at lyrics. Like he's a poet.
Thank you.
Our last show, we commented him on how nice he does write lyrics. So yeah, you
Thank you.
guys could definitely collab.
Let's
I
do
think
it.
would make some banging music.
And I speak Spanish too, by the way.
That's
So
it. Yeah.
There
Yeah.
you
Let's
go.
do it, man.
Like
Let's
that's
do it.
awesome. God, that would be awesome. And, like you're gonna be doing so many awesome collabs from this show, Aaron. It's not even funny. I
I
still
know.
want to
That's
see
all.
you and Janine do one. You guys gotta do like a love song or something because I think Janine's got a crush on you.
Oh my God, she does. It's okay.
She's harmless. She's an old lady. Don't worry about it. She calls me goddess every day, so I think she's got a crush on me too. So don't worry about it.
There it is.
So, what song, album, or artist that changed your view on
Well,
music?
that's a really good question, and that's happened many times actually. You know, when I first listened to Queen, for instance, Queen actually made a big impact on me. You know,
Okay.
and then but then later on I listened to this guy called Hector Lavoe.
Yeah.
You know Hector Lavoe? Hector Lavoe is a salsa guy.
No.
It's very big in
No,
Puerto
we'll
Rico,
put him
actually.
on
In
the
Puerto
list.
Rico, they would consider it like a classic. It's Hector Lavoe. It's like, it's a salsa guy. And then,
Okay.
Daddy Yankee. You know Daddy Yankee? Daddy Yankee actually made me
Yeah, of course
change
I
the
know Daddy
way
Yankee.
I see music.
course.
I gotta give it to the man. I like Bad Bunny too, and I like
Yeah.
Bad Bunny too. Yeah. Well, he's
Yeah,
from
like
Puerto
Colombia.
Rico, actually, yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. No, Colombia,
Really?
J Balvin.
I didn't know
is
that. I
from
thought he had a
Colombia.
Colombia.
Maluma, J Balvin, Karol G. Yeah, I'm into reggaeton too.
Okay.
I've gone through a lot of genres. Really, like I started in metal, and then I went through salsa. Then I know reggaeton, cumbia. Cumbia is really big. Like these genres are also kind of new for me. Like like the psychedelic cumbia. Yeah.
You guys too. Now, if I had to ask you, what would be your genre of choice then? If you've been on all those, which one hits home the most?
Well, I guess I'd say rock. Yeah.
Okay, Christine, that's your shit.
That's what I learned in
that's my
drums
genre
and
for
guitar
sure.
and bass too, but I also listen to a lot of Latin music, right? So I could definitely play salsa and bass. I could do cumbia.
I'd like to see you do a little fusion, man. With throw some lyrics in there, with some rock and some cumbia.
Exactly,
That'd be
man.
nice,
That's
man.
what I'm trying to
Be
do.
nice
Like
to
you
use
see,
genre.
like I'm Latino, right? So in here, like we like people dance here, right? Like everybody dances, right? But I'm also kind of like I'm not that great of a dancer because I'm like a rock guy, right? So, right?
We used to headbang you, dub.
I mosh well, but I
But
don't
still,
dance
I'm
very
Latino,
well.
so I try to mix it up and kind of make it like
Yeah.
a little like rocky, like rock it up, like. But the genre is cumbia, which got a lot of percussion, and it's kind of like it's about moving a lot, and when it's exactly, man. So I got
Get you
that
going.
beat, but I put the rock and roll guitar. There is one artist though that I have to mention that is called Los Mirlos. Los Mirlos, right? Then this is a family from the Peruvian jungle, from Moyobamba. And they've been making music for like 50 years already. This is from the 60s and stuff. And it's jungle music, and that's one of my main current influences, right? In psychedelic cumbia. If you want to listen to some
That's
good
awesome.
psychedelic jungle music, you can look for Los Mirlos, right?
I'm gonna check
Well,
them
one
out.
of
Man.
our spin-off shows is going to be looking the deep diving, because every artist has given us a set of artists in the
Sure.
interviews that we've never heard. So I like Aaron and I
Mhm.
talked. We're going to do a spin-off show where we actually cover the artists that the other artists have recommended, do like
Right.
a little bio on them. So we
A
are
lot of
known
huge names
for-
too.
Yeah, like we are, because I mean that
Right.
music isn't common in Canada. So like I think people would love it
Yeah.
if they could hear it more.
And we have a big culture here too, right?
Yeah, like that's what I mean. There is the culture here, and I mean, I'm sure within their culture they listen to that music, but on our radio and stuff, we're not very diversified, right? That's one of the
Right.
reasons
Yeah.
why we wanted to bring the show here, is just like show you guys all the different music that you're not
Mhm.
being brought through the radio or mainstream music, and like
That's
I'm
genuine and real.
yeah, and fun. Like
Right.
his music's fun. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I said, you can definitely give that Latin American vibe where you just all Latin American music, and like you said, it's because it's so into your culture to dance. All
Yeah.
your music makes
At
you want
least
to
a
dance.
little,
Like-
right?
like,
At least a
Mhm.
Latin
little.
music
right?
makes you want to dance and make you want to dance.
Yeah,
Makes you wanna
that
work out and
too,
sweat.
that too. Yeah.
Yeah, that's that shit.
You want to go to the
All
next
right,
one, Eric?
Yeah, I got you. Who's your childhood favorite artist or band?
Wow, well, probably Limp Bizkit. Yeah. I'm a Limp Bizkit
Okay,
guy.
awesome.
But I also listened to the
That wasn't
Backstreet Boys
expected.
when I was really young. Backstreet Boys, Spice Girls, and saying, Britney.
I'm glad they didn't have a lasting imposition.
Dude, I
on you.
love Britney, but then I used to listen to Limp Bizkit, the classic, dude. I'm from 88. We were...
Yeah, you're 2
What's
years
that?
older than me. I'm 91, man.
Okay.
I'm 91. You're
Yeah.
2 years older than me. I hear you. Trust me.
What music did
Same
you
demographic,
listen?
man.
Older than both of you guys.
You don't look older, Christine. You're okay.
It's only in your heart, right? Age is only in your heart.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's
that
a good
brings
answer,
back
though.
memories, man. I've heard some of those band names in like since I was a
Right.
kid. I wasn't into them, but all my friends were.
I
I was
like
into
Linkin
like
Park,
Guns N'
fucking Three
Roses,
Doors
Metallica.
Grace.
But you
Come
couldn't
on, the
get away
Backstreet
from
Boys
Backstreet Boys
great.
and Britney back then. Like no matter where you went, you kind of had to. Like,
Yeah.
and it is dance music. Like I'm not a big fan of it, but you couldn't help but dance on the dance floor when those.
Listen,
when
I
those
like
songs
Justin
were playing.
Timberlake, so I can't say too much.
Music wise.
Hey, some of his songs are
Yeah,
bangers,
music
man. You
wise,
can't
you
even
He's
go.
got
I
awesome.
love
attitude,
him.
man. Justin
Yeah,
Timberlake's a
that's
really
right.
Like
complete artist.
I mean, you didn't sing "Sexy Back." Like that song was just like
Cry Me a
iconic.
River,
Like
right?
you could
Yeah.
not
Cry Me
look
a
Who
River.
doesn't know those
dance to
songs,
that
right?
song.
That's my shit.
Yep.
Yeah.
That one's really good. I actually still
Uh-huh.
listen to that. I listened to a female cover of it, and it's
Yeah.
like an acoustic rock cover, and I fucking love it. It's
Right.
like one of my favorite songs, actually.
See, on the same topic of those old school bands, Three Doors Grace is sick. Linkin Park was sick.
Nickelback, yeah.
Everybody
that's
hates
a
on it,
good
but I like
one.
Nickelback. You know?
Nobody hates them anymore. Nobody hates it anymore.
They
That
try
turned
to make
around. Did
people
you not
hate
see
them.
what happened in Halifax?
No.
They played in Halifax and they brought down the house. Like brought down that. The only reason why people hated on
Yeah.
Nickelback was because that comedian started like that shit. I don't know if you remember, but there was a comedian and it
Yeah.
like, literally started an
It
internet
was a
fucking
thing. It was a thing to
Nickelback
hate
was
Nickelback.
always
Yeah, it
fucking
was a
good,
thing.
man. They were
I
those
like
on
Nickelback.
commercials.
Right. But it's good.
I didn't hate on them. I
I
love
mean,
them.
they're good. They're
That
good.
photograph on the wall.
And like I said, if you look up their last performance in Halifax, which was literally just like 3 weeks ago, the crowd was losing it, and they were saying like Nickelback is cool again because like Halifax was losing their,
Right.
and they played really fucking well. They deserved their props. So yeah, you should look it up. I'll have to send you a link to it because I thought it was really nice that they got so much recognition in Halifax after all that bullshit
awesome.
on Long. So yeah, no, they're definitely coming. They're making a comeback because of it.
Right on. Yeah.
So, like again, we'll just pause a little bit. So again, that was really shocking that is your like. I thought you would have more Cuban influences, but so you guys get a lot
You
of
know,
our
the
pop
thing is
music
that when
over
it
there
got
then
here,
afterwards, too.
it was really new. Like when we got cable and stuff, it was like the thing. So people were really impressed. You know, even Jennifer Lopez and stuff, and Christina Aguilera and stuff.
Who doesn't know
Right.
Jennifer Lopez?
But I do know a
was
lot of
so big
salsa
back in
too.
the
I
day.
mostly know Puerto Rican salsa, hard salsa, and like classic salsa. I know cumbia too. Like cumbia is really vast, but I came to it late. That's the thing. Like I started listening to rock music, and then eventually I started playing bass. And when I started playing bass, I started to look into these different genres like salsa and cumbia, because in those genres, bass is more like present. There's more bass in those like little like electric bass, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, then I started learning about. Sure.
Okay, so I'll go on to the next one. No, you get the next question, or is it me? I can't remember. Me, I think. Yeah, I'll get this part.
I'll take it. I don't mind.
You take it. Go ahead, take it.
All right. I'll say this. What is each of your standout songs of all time? Besides NSYNC and Backstreet Boys. I'm just playing.
Like the song, like the major song that really sticks out for
Yeah.
you. That's the one
That's
kind
a
of deal.
tough one too, you know. But maybe I can say Gasolina. Gasolina. You know Gasolina?
Yeah.
Yeah. Súbele vamos pa' que mi gata prenda los
First.
motores. Súbele vamos pa' que mi gata prenda los motores. Gasolina is a banger. Yeah, I listen to Gasolina and I change.
Nigga,
Yeah.
you're sick.
Okay.
I want to hear some lyrics from you like that. That's what I'm saying.
It sounds like you can rap pretty sick.
Yeah, there's a lot of
Spanish
rap
rapping would be awesome.
in reggaeton.
Yeah,
You see,
fusion,
there's
you
a lot
fucking
of
right on
rap.
point.
The Latinos just.
Your
yeah.
language just
Yeah.
sounds so beautiful. It's just a language that's kind of like you don't want to rap in like Russian or it's just
Yeah.
gonna sound like
Oh, no.
your language is so beautiful that you can say the most simple thing and it
Yeah,
sounds amazing.
well, it's an interesting
Mhm.
topic, you know. There's different variations of Spanish and stuff. Like the Puerto Rican is like, but you know, in English it's kind of easy to rap too because words are shorter. In Spanish, words tend to be longer, right?
Yeah.
But it is, yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
they have
And they're
genders,
gender
yeah.
specific too, right?
There's a lot of that. There's a lot of that, and
yeah,
words
you
are
could be right.
longer. And but yeah, I mean, if you listen to reggaeton, I've listened to a lot of reggaeton, and there's a lot of rap and fast rapping and different raps with different rhythms and stuff. Like they make it more like musically. Do I what?
You know about Vibes Cartel? Vibes Cartel. What do you think about him?
Can you say that again? Vibes Cartel. No, I don't
Vibes
know really.
Cartel.
I don't know.
Reggaeton. So I woke you up to something. Go check it
I'll
out.
check it out. I'll check it out. Vibes. Ah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep. DYB.
Okay. So DJ. Okay. I'll check it out.
Uh-huh. No, he's more than that. He's a pimp. He's all types of shit.
Okay.
Yes, man.
checking
Go
it
ahead,
out.
Christine. You get to the next one.
I'll get the next one. Yeah. What is your process for
Right,
writing
so
songs?
it really depends, Sometimes even, I gotta be honest, I don't write all of my material, Like that one, Slackers, that was written by one of my band members, and it had lyrics and all, but it was like way too nostalgic. So I just like turned it into cumbia, right? I changed the percussion and I did a
Okay.
different guitar, changed the bass, but the song was written by my band members called Daniel, right? So sometimes I write like I just play a beat and start mumbling, humbling, doing some melodies or some rap or whatever. I think of other songs sometimes, right? And I kind of like in rock, you got the intro verse and the pre-chorus and the chorus, and you kind of got a flow. But like in reggaeton, you got like the intro and then like a main rap and a chorus and stuff. And in salsa, you got like a outro, which got like with it got like a chorus and then verse and then chorus and then verse, like kind of like you can see patterns and stuff, right? So if I wanna, I kind of like write depending on the genre too. Like if I'm gonna do a cumbia album, I just start with put a cumbia track and start like with my guitar. Different ways, really, different ways. Yeah, I don't got like a one standard way of making music.
I like how you said that. Actually, I like that because you got to feel it. You got to feel the beat before you go on anything. You got to get a melody. You got to get a cadence. You got to get a rhythm. You know what I mean. So the way you put that is very, very, very structurally perfect. And your English is great. So I don't ever see you speak good English.
Yeah, you said that on our show. Yeah, you do really well.
I'm a teacher, actually. I work as an English teacher, So I've been to the States, like when I was younger, I used to go a lot. I got my papers and all. I was just in Miami last month, I spent a month there, but it was way harder to make music in Miami than in New York, though. When I spent time in New York, it was really easy to me to hook up with other musicians and played. I even played a show in a venue, and I just made a lot of music. I recorded stuff in New York, but when I went to Miami, I found it so hard to make music. Like I didn't get into a band. Like I auditioned for a band, I didn't get into a band. Then I got another gig, but I was way far away. And, like I actually just ended up partying and drinking and stuff, and I didn't make any music in Miami, right? Yeah.
Sure
and going to the beach and stuff. I did
it?
swim and see sharks, I saw a shark and stuff. But well, yeah.
Yeah. Can take that last question, Aaron?
Yeah, I got it. It said, oh shit, it let me go down. Okay, how do you feel about the current music scene, both locally and I can't see the last part we've seen.
Mainstream.
Mainstream, yeah. Sorry, my teleprompter was kind of on haywire.
So, like your scene, obviously, because we don't know your scene. So, like, how do you feel about your local scene?
Well, yeah, no, I mean, everywhere. It's kind of like things have changed a lot. And that's a great question, by the way, because it actually opens a big topic. Like, seems like everything's changed a lot. Like, like there's the biggest concerts ever going on right now, like the biggest concerts, but it's also real hard to stand out as an artist, because it used to be, you could go on MTV and stuff, even though it must have been hard. Like, it's not like anyone could go on MTV, right? But if you did, then you got a lot of exposure, so you got like a different status and stuff. So now there's there's no point in even going on MTV because nobody's watching that. But like everyone can be an artist, so it's easier to be an artist. So it's like in my country, I don't know, like there wasn't even an audience, like this is really new. Like when I started in music, it was really hard to make music because we were such a poor country. Like you couldn't even afford to buy a guitar and stuff. You couldn't even find one, No, but now things are better. There's a lot of bands, a lot of artists. Like it's been like 20 years since I started. So we've got cable and internet. So now the kids are much more well educated in music. I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing. Like, but there's a lot of different kinds of music scenes. You know what I'm saying? Like, music is so vast. So like right now, I think there's an opportunity to share world music with each other and discover lots of different types of music and like remake, like you say, you don't have to be like really big, but you need to have your people, your scene. You can introduce this kind of music into a totally different country. And now it's got value,
Yep.
Like this music is from the jungle, like it's something new.
That's right.
I guess like people in America, like you talk about rock and roll, and that's been going on there for like 100 years, So right?
Yeah. 50
you
years
know,
at least.
so there's a lot of opportunity and challenges. You gotta know how to play well. That's the difference. Like in first world countries, like I've noticed even English speaking countries, right? Like English is like a much faster language, and like the words are shorter. So they always have this mentality of entrepreneurship and going like faster, going forward. They're always having goals. Something that Latinos maybe we don't have that as much. We're always thinking about having fun and partying, and like we're not black thing or
Black
being
thing too, dog.
lazy.
North American way is not. We want to live
Yeah.
like you guys. That's why it's great about having you on. It's such a different perspective. Like we don't get to speak from people on that. Like I never even took into account that you guys got internet and shit way later than us. Like
Yeah, man.
that stuff we take for granted. That what shape your music scene completely different than ours because you weren't even
Everything.
getting exposed to that stuff until like 10 years
Like
after
in the
us.
70s, we had
Yep.
no contact with, like, people brought records, people who could travel. So if you bought a record, like, let's say AC/DC or whatever, it was like, wow. But, there were some, like, cumbia artists that had access to rock and roll records. And then they made these albums, like, with rock and roll and stuff. But people, I don't know, it's not like everybody knew who AC/DC was or Guns N' Roses, Led Zeppelin. Like, that culture is new for us. We heard that with the internet,
Mhm.
Yeah. And like it's different because me and Aaron,
Right.
that was the music our parents were listening to. So it's just like we took for granted the fact that you didn't even
Uh-huh.
have access to that at our age.
Yeah, literally. It's a big, big, big factor in everything, especially with the internet the way it is now. It gives people
Right.
instant access to artists, right?
Yeah, like and I'm just like it's really like refreshing or eye-opening to hear from your perspective because again like you're in a completely different country and your experiences are completely different than me and Aaron's when it comes to music. The thing is we all grew up with, we assume that everybody knows who AC/DC is, right, or Metallica, but we're in our little fucking North American bubble not realizing that other countries just didn't even have access to that
Yeah.
music until way after we discovered it.
Yeah.
And they appreciate it more.
Yeah, they do because it's finally come to them, right? And like I know I've seen other countries where like they're just now finding music like from our childhood. It's just they're now discovering it because they still don't have internet. Like there's
That's
still
right.
countries that have internet, and it's mind-boggling to think that like. But talking to people like you kind of like gives me a different perspective on how
see
the
it.
world is.
Eduardo, one of my best friends is from Cuba, right? He lived in Cuba his whole life. He's been in Canada 10 years. His name's Dayron, and he enlightened me on a whole bunch of shit. Like I have my family was slaves back in the day in the States, right? But that's no way in shape or form compared to what you guys go through on a regular basis over there. So when you put things in perspective, you know what I mean? You gotta have a lot of respect for people, especially the craft, the art that you guys have to do, or the work it puts into that goes a long way, man. Like you just being able to play all those instruments and shit. Dog, I'm from the hood. I don't play instruments. I can rap my ass off though, so that is impressive and helps me.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Well, Cuba, it's a very special thing. Like, that's why people just run away from that country, like there's no possibilities.
Yeah.
But, I've been to Miami. There's a lot of Cubans. They're very talented for music and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Art too, yeah.
Art too.
Yeah. Peru,
Yeah.
well, all South America is kind of like the same. But, like, really, if you, like, I work with American companies and European companies, so for me it's a blessing because I make money in US dollars. So really living in Peru is like everything is so
That's big
cheap,
there.
So I could live with $2,000 and but if I go
Yeah,
to
'cause you're
Miami,
yeah,
$2,000 is nothing. It's being poor.
That's a night. That's a night, bro. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
Yeah, you're really lucky to get paid in U.S. dollars because I know that when you're in a position like that, the exchange rate is you're just making bank. with the
Listen, I'm gonna make sure I share all your shit and get your shit out there, man. I help you out, get you recognized and stuff, man. That's what this show's for. And
Thank
you know
you,
you got
man.
real love for the music, so I respect that.
100%. Yeah, we'll be like. So when we do this, we don't just do the interview. We do like little clips. We promote you all over different social medias and stuff.
Mhm.
So yeah, no, we'll be liking
Happy
and
to
sharing
help you
the
guys.
hell out of
Yeah.
your stuff
We
for
can
sure.
make a little music
Yeah.
scene.
So no,
All
I
right,
love it.
we're here for you.
Thank you.
We are so happy because, like I said, this is what we're making the show. Like Aaron and I talked about, we're trying to bring back the old days of MTV where you got to see new artists discover them through a show. Because
Personally.
you mentioned that MTV doesn't even do music anymore. They do reality shows because they basically at one point the
Yeah.
internet basically ruined their market share. So they don't even do like put the money into those shows anymore. They're just doing what's easiest to make money. They do like that stupid reality show that does the internet clips, and they're literally playing that 20 times a day because it's just like, well, I can't even remember the name of it, but
Yeah.
they morphed
Uh-huh.
in 2000 and stopped doing music. So
It's all
our whole
drama
like,
now.
yeah, our whole and reality shows because that was what making the money the cheapest is why. I actually watched a documentary on that. So our whole idea is to bring back that feel of the original Much Music where you went on and you, because I remember pre-internet days, that's where I discovered new bands and artists was
Yep.
that show
That
because I
BET.
didn't have internet access back then, and now we've got to the point where we got so much
Yeah.
internet access that
You
artists
know,
are getting lost.
well, you know what?
So
I
it's like
think
we
that
need
right
that
now
kind of
it's
show
much more
back
important, like
again.
what your friend says, like your group of people. Like there's so much offer, like different artists all over the internet. Like it's kind of hard for you to discover someone, but if your friend comes and say, "Hey, check this out," you know,
Yeah.
you're like, "Well, I'm much more open to receive it." So I think it's more about creating a scene. Like, "Hey, check this out. I like
Yep.
this," and then like doing shows and stuff, going straight to the audience, right?
Real
Yeah, and
easy.
that's why we
Real
do three of your
cordial.
songs, right? We cover three so that everybody can get a little flavor of your music, and if they
Right.
like you, then they will go and like we actually do a playlist that will directly link your profile to the audience. So once they see the interview, if they're like, "Hey, damn, like we really like this guy," if they go down to a secondary playlist, it's your profile videos. They click on that and they directly link to
Right.
you. So we're literally that's what we want to create is that
Yeah.
that platform that directly links these artists to the audience through us.
And Eduardo, tell you that she's a fucking saint, and she's a whiz when it comes to all this computer stuff and the graphics. You met an angel today, bro. She's
nice,
good,
that's
just man.
Oh, thank you. Hey, look, you have just as much passion in the show. We're equal because I needed somebody that had just as much passion for the show to work with. So you're an angel too, Aaron. You
Thank you.
show up, you bring in your fucking game, you bring in artists. Like I couldn't do this by myself, so we're like a team, and
That's right.
it's great. It's great. I love it. So what we're gonna do next is we're gonna play a song. I'm gonna introduce. We already did a little bit for the first song, but I'm gonna let you just kind of reiterate and then give a little introduction to Slackers, and we're gonna play that one first. So if you want to give like a little like explanation on Slackers, just to describe it before I play it,
Well, I'm lagging a little bit.
Eduardo, so
Okay, can you hear me now?
that's okay. I'm gonna bring up. Yeah, I just yeah.
Okay.
Like I said, that's why we pre-record because I can
Right,
cut all
right.
this shit out when it.
That's
know,
okay.
that,
she's a
like,
whiz, man.
I like the software does help me. Trust me.
You mean about
Okay, so I'm going to
Slackers,
share the
right?
screen. Share screen. Yeah, just to know the audience a little bit.
Yeah.
I know you covered it a little bit there at how you did it with the cover, but just kind of give a little bit of an
Totally, yes.
introduction to it.
So this is
before I
a
play
very
it.
special song, actually. This was written by my bandmate. He's a bass player, and he's a producer too and stuff, and he was making it for his album. And then he shared it with me, and there was a song about, like, hanging out with your friends, like when you start making friends and, we're very young and, like, going out and stuff. But the song was, like, in a different genre, was kind of like very melancholic, like, kind of like a little sad vibe. Right?
That's the word, man.
It had kind of like sad vibes, but I thought it was a great song. Like the melody was so good, and I was really drawn into the song, but it was just a little sad, right? So I said, I'm gonna redo this song, but I'm gonna like hype it up a little, make it a little bit more dancey. But of course, I just did the melody because it has lyrics, right? But I just did the melody with the guitar. And I didn't include the lyrics because it's for my album, right? It's a different version. But the original has lyrics. We're thinking about recording some lyrics too.
Oh, I think it would be.
I mean-
It's awesome by itself. It is. But yeah, I could definitely see some fun lyrics being added in there and making it even better. But I love it as it is. Like when
Yeah.
it really doesn't need lyrics to me.
She said it hits home, buddy, straight up.
It sets the mood. Same with Samples. They did a couple heavy metal instrumentals, and they were like, it just set the mood so well. You really didn't need. You can have your own lyrics in your head. And when you're listening to some instrumentals, sometimes you don't really need words every time. And yeah, I found this one. I was like, this doesn't even need words. It's so great. So it's got so much going on to it to begin with, right? So yeah, we're gonna play this for the crowd now and let everybody have a listen to it. Okay, so hold on a sec. It would be nice if I took mute off. Here, let's set it back there.
You
I
mean
have
like
a
the
few
same?
thoughts on that. I love it. I'm muted this time.
Yeah.
I fucking absolutely
Okay,
love it.
thanks.
One thing I noticed, your guys' song length is way more than North American. Is that standard? Because ours are like 3 minutes tops. Is it? Is
Not
it
even.
too
Yeah,
long?
yeah. I try to like. I actually did this album on purpose. Like I did all the songs like really long. Like it's just to like just for background music, you know. Like
Oh yeah, literally when I was listening to that, I want to be on the flamingo. I want to be the dude in your cover art. Like that's what I picture
right,
myself with, like a margarita, big fat joint on that flamingo, listening to that music on a fucking beach.
exactly. And then
It's
and I
fucking
really gotta
like
say
it.
this because there's been a lot of like we've get this idea that songs need to be 3 minutes long, otherwise the
No,
industry's not gonna accept it. But I'm thinking, dude, I just need a really long song because I'm actually there spending time. I want this moment to be really long, right? So I like my other song is like 9 minutes, you know. Maybe it's not appropriate to play in a podcast, you know, because people's
No,
waiting.
no,
But
it's
it,
it's
no, it's
relative
like
to whoever they are, bro. That's
right?
right.
yeah,
But
they
if you
get
think
that.
about it, if you just think about it as background music, it's not that long, really. Like you don't
No,
realize it, it's over already.
we were
Right.
discussing, and we in our last one of our last episodes about how we didn't like how short our music was getting in North
That's
America.
right.
And we
Right.
actually had a
It's
discussion
just
on that. So
too
that's why I just
short.
thought I'd bring that up because we literally just covered that in the podcast, in our last podcast, about how you and your uncle talked
Uh-huh.
about the reduction in time. Remember?
Yep.
Yeah.
To
And it's
18.
actually gotten even shorter because of the commercialization and TikTok and short attention span. So it's refreshing to
Right now it's
see a
30
longer time.
seconds. Right now it's 30 seconds, right? You need 30 good
Yeah.
seconds of a song to go viral. You
Yeah.
don't need more.
That's
right?
sad.
10
And they're
seconds,
making the
maybe
songs to
15
go
seconds.
viral, not really for the music, right? And that's what we've actually
Right.
discussed. So we have no problems listening to longer songs. We were complimenting the fact that you had a longer song as
Right,
opposed to a
right.
shorter one.
We appreciate it, and the art that goes into it. Especially from my point of view, I like to hear beats, right? Because I rap on them. So when I hear somebody straight going in and making an instrumental the authentic way, without all the shit on the internet and stuff, that's real, genuine fucking vibe music. So you know what I mean?
Right.
That's you gotta respect that, man.
Exactly. Yeah, I actually came back to doing it that way because I was working with beats and all too. It's just, it's faster and stuff. But I said, I gotta like do some guitar stuff.
I like it,
like
man.
my other, yeah, man. Like my other song is like 9 minutes, but it's more progressive. This one is more like repetitive. But yeah, there's
So yeah,
Vibe's there.
the next one we're gonna play is New York Jewel.
okay.
Like give
Yes,
that one a
yes.
little introduction.
Yeah, that one has a great story too because that was when I was in New York actually. Not like this, like my sister lives in New York, right? And she actually invited me to spend a month there. And I was like taking care of the dog and stuff. But I say, while while I'm in New York, I could like try to make some music and stuff, right? So I bought a cheap guitar and I started like, posting on Facebook groups like for musician ads and stuff. And I found a lot of people. I made a lot of friends. I actually recorded some music. And this one is
That's awesome.
actually from a jam session. This one's really special because I saw an ad on Craigslist, right? And it was this guy who said, I don't know what he did, what his day job was, but every Saturday he had booked a rehearsing place for all the year. Like every Saturday he had this space where he could make music, and he just invited people from like all kinds of people, just come make music with me. Like he had booked the place for all the year. So I just came there and he had like an Argentinian drummer and there was some different people from, I don't know who they were. These people I saw like twice. I saw these people like 3 times. So I recorded the jam and then I worked on it, right? After the jam, I put it on Ableton and I like put some drums and stuff, but it's basically a live jam, right? Yes.
Awesome. So let's
awesome.
give her a listen here.
That's why I picked it.
I'm just giving you an idea. It doesn't even have to be words, but it could be. But I'm just letting you know that this song has been done by other people, and I have words, but I don't want to show you those words. I want you to come up with your own words, All right.
I think Aaron's battery might have ran out on him or something, so we're still going to continue on because he might even pop back on. And honestly, that I fucking love. That I could definitely see like being played in a bar dancing in here somewhere in Canada. Like that's so easy to dance to and have fun.
Right? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like I literally that is definitely like your music sets a mood of happy and fun and let's fucking dance. It's great.
Right.
And you really don't, you know what? You don't really need lyrics because when you're up dancing and you're having fun, you're paying attention to the
Yeah,
beat,
exactly.
right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So like, yeah, that is so easy to dance to and have fun with. Like that I love that one. So
Yeah, yeah,
we're
yeah.
we're gonna break into the long song that you wanted to go over, and that is Tenor Carrots. Did you want to give a little introduction to that one?
Yeah, this is actually, I mean, that was the song of my show. I also had a show, a podcast, and that was the song I used to play to introduce the show. This song I actually wrote like maybe 6 years ago, 7 years ago. It had lyrics too. I actually did it like in a different style. I was in a duo. It was like a reggaeton song, but it didn't work out that like it wasn't good. Like the final result was not good, but the melody was always good. I thought the melody was really good, so I thought I need to redo this song, but do it in cumbia with guitar, with no vocals and stuff. So I kept some melodies and I did it with the guitar. But this one is really special because I actually try to do some creative guitar parts, like solos and stuff, which is more like heavy metal, but with a cumbia backing track. So it was really experimental. This
Okay.
one's really long too, but has different parts.
That's all right. I don't mind that at all. And I haven't heard this one at all yet. I saved this one. I had listened to the other two, but I was saving this one. So I'm really excited to hear it. So I'm gonna give her a play now and listen to it.
Great. Thank you.
First of all, I have to say that would be an amazing song for a fucking video game. The whole time I was listening to it, and even the cover art, it's like I could see that. Like, I don't know if you play a lot of video games, but I used to play one called Final Fantasy.
Okay.
That would
Yeah,
be a
Final
fucking
Fantasy.
song in a level. Like,
Right.
it was really good. It was 9 minutes, but it was interesting from start
Yeah.
to finish. You did that achievement, and it feels like you're telling me a story within. Like, that one feels like you're actually trying to tell me a story with your instruments. I mean, of course, anybody could make whatever story up in their head that they want,
Right.
but it feels like the other songs felt like get up and dance songs. This one felt like you're actually telling me a story with your guitar.
Wow, thank you. Yeah,
You're welcome.
was a really nice experience to go through all the song. Like, yeah, I actually felt it. Like, that was pretty good.
No, I really did, like, genuinely. And like I said, 9 minutes, I was like, am I going to get bored? But your guitar playing and all the percussions all the way through. Like I said,
Really
that is the
nice.
perfect length and the perfect, like, tone for a video game. Like, because you're going through, like,
Right.
I just pictured myself, like, running through a map when I was listening to that song. Yeah, it could be, like, definitely, like, a main song when you're, like, running through a video game. You know what I mean? So, like, yeah, like, the
Right.
length is perfect if you're trying to do something and achieve something other than just radio play, right? Like, literally, if I were
Right.
you, I'd be taking that fucking song to video game companies and be like, can I sell this to you? Because I could see a developer really
Right.
wanting that.
Right, and I remember when I was young and I was just getting into music and I find a long song, maybe I smoke a little weed and just listen to the song. Like, imagine if it's a 2 minute song, like, oh, it's over already. Come on, I want to keep like being in this. You get into this vibe, like if it's a long song, you get into the song and you want that moment to last, right? So
Yeah, well,
yeah.
I'm from a lot of the music that I'm not from the newer. I was raised with older music, and yeah, like all the songs, even from the '70s, like Pink Floyd. Pink Floyd, The Wall was
Yeah,
one of my
Pink
favorite
Floyd.
albums, and those songs tell a story, and they're long. And yeah, like you said, I just remember 16, sitting in a group full of girls, smoking weed,
Uh-huh.
and zoning out on Pink Floyd, The Wall, from one song to another, and they weren't short songs.
Right. Exactly. You need long
Queen was
songs for
another
that.
one. Like, Bohemian Rhapsody was not a short song, but it
Uh-huh.
wouldn't have near the impact if it was a short song.
Exactly.
And I don't think any of the songs that I'd listened to from that era would. Like, yeah, Pink Floyd just keeps coming to mind because I just do not think
Uh-huh.
that you could have had a short song with what Pink Floyd was trying to do with their albums,
Uh-huh.
which was tell a story and very
Yeah.
impactful story in their songs. And so, yeah, like, there is room for the short song, but there's still lots of room for the long songs for sure.
Right.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm really happy that you gave us our time today.
I just want to thank you so much for inviting me. I had a great time and just want to invite all your audience to check out this new style of music and, try to get into the vibe. I'm pretty sure you'll enjoy it.